Well, today is Operation Desert Storm, so I'm wearing my camouflage. Cabin time on rainy days is something I'm used to. The best part of a storm is when its fury subsides and reveals a rainbow. It was safe once again to get out and explore the landscape. A little ways down a rocky trail, I spotted a promising little camper in the distance and decided to pop over and introduce myself. So this is Dani's story. Well, hello folks, it's Slim Potatohead and I'm in the Arizona desert. It's a little cold today. I think it was below freezing last night. But in my wandering around, I found this cute little runaway trailer and Dani. And Dani's going to tell me a little bit about this trailer.
Yeah, it's a Runaway. The model is 4x8. It's called the Cool Camp XL. The company is really cool. They're based out of Ocala, Florida, and it's a little family-run business. Their claim to fame, if they ever should become as famous as they deserve, is that they make them super lightweight, super basic, so you can tow them with anything, like a two-door coupe.
And you're using, what are you towing with?
A Honda CR-V.
I mean, that's amazing, and that to me that's the best thing about little trailers is they don't take a lot to tow. You can go places a lot of the bigger trailers can't go, and affordable, I assume, as well.
Yes, yeah. They actually have their most minimal models are under $3,000.
That is incredible.
Yeah, so I knew that I was looking in between the $3,000 and $4,000 range.
Wow.
For this guy, and yeah, their philosophy really is about keeping their overhead low without adding too many modifications on their end for the trailer, so people can get a trailer base price cheap and then go modify it on their own.
I mean, again, that is perfect. I really hate when I have to pay for something I don't want because it's the only model available. And a lot of companies, they want to throw all this stuff at you so you pay more. A lot of time it just isn't worthwhile. Whereas if you get a basic unit, you can just build it up to whatever you want.
Yeah. I'm not mechanically inclined, so I didn't want something that was going to have that responsibility. And as I was looking for used campers on Craigslist, I saw a used Runaway and then checked the website for a new one and saw that they were selling the used ones at a higher price than the new ones.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, so I called the Runaway dealership and was like, hey, I saw this on Craigslist. Is this yours? Or did they, just wanted to verify? And they were super helpful. And that was when I was like, oh, I'll come to one of your dealers and check it out, and I think I'll just get a new one. And that definitely seemed like the easiest way for me to go, so I don't have to try and repair anything or worry about what someone else has done, because things can sneak up on you if someone's cut into the top to add in a stove or a vent.
And not only that, the more they put on it, the more complicated it can be, the more things that can go wrong. But that just seems too good to be true. Was there a waiting list or anything to get one of these?
No, it was super easy. It was so easy. From the point that I decided that I was going to do this whole nomadic minimalist lifestyle, I gave myself, by the time I decided to get a camper, I think I only had like 30 days from deciding to go get one and then completely get out of my house and having gotten rid of all my belongings. And I mean, Runaway was super easy.
Why did you want such a small trailer? Why didn't you decide on anything larger? Or what were the basic parameters you were looking for?
Well, I knew I wanted to keep my Honda CR-V, and I wanted it to be, again, between like $3,000 and $4,000 was the price range I was expecting. And that kind of limits you then to pop-ups or very light teardrops, and even most teardrops are much heavier than this. So this is just under 700 pounds, and most teardrops are like over 1,000.
Oh yeah. And even an A-liner, I mean, mine's about 2,000 pounds.
Yeah.
And that makes a big difference. It really lessens your choices as to what the towing vehicle is. Now, you must have seen some things like, you know, vans and stuff like that, where everything's combined into one. How, would that work for you?
Definitely not.
No?
No, because I'm not trying to, my goal is not to go to as many places as I can or to be stealthy or super mobile.
Yeah.
I want to be like old-timey, Wild West, pioneer lifestyle and be able to really settle in and enjoy the wilderness.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have something that's, you know, completely all included, like a van, you have to take your home with you every time you want to the grocery store.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I can just leave my area here and leave with my CRV and come back, and everything is like, it's like coming home. It's like coming home out to the wilderness where people would be paying.
Yeah, and it's the difference between a lot of people, and everybody has their own reasons of what they use for camping and all that. But some people do want their home around with them. So I like your personal philosophy, but I'm just sort of wondering, do you ever feel vulnerable being alone out here in the wilderness, just yourself in the trailer?
Well, no, because I've got a pretty good security system with 2 dogs, and they are a big reason why I do go out into the middle of nowhere like this, because I like to give them the freedom to run around, and they in return provide me with the security system, which, you know, people as they approach, they trip the security wires and the dogs start barking, and the same happens for wildlife. It really just makes me feel like I'm here, I'm doing it, I'm in the wild, and have not had any real dangerous encounters with them. My dogs have had a scuffle with a javelina, and I was definitely worried, and then afterwards they came up to me and they were totally fine. Their heart rates weren't even racing, and we got lucky, I'm sure, but those things probably are what would be my biggest that's where I have to be the most alert and vigilant, because I really don't encounter many obstacles or, I mean, anything that would be considered a threat other than just general survival and wildlife.
Well, they're obviously a silent alarm right now, because we've been talking away and I haven't heard a dog anywhere, or a coyote, which is a good thing. But I think it's time for us to meet your dogs. I'd love to meet your dogs. And I think that also brings us to the inside of the trailer.
Yes, yeah.
All right. There we go. Hey, guys. Hey. Oh, this is a lively one. What's this one's name?
The big guy is Bonsai.
Bonsai.
Yeah, and the little one is Callisto.
Callisto. Callisto's the one with the bell.
Yes, yeah. She's long-ranging hunter, so.
Uh-oh, he doesn't like the mic. That is not a squirrel. What's that? Oh no! Now you're gonna look at me, right?
It'll just take a minute. So in our cozy little space, looking from the back, you'll see that there's the back door, and this is the back of a shelf that has external opening to a galley back door. So that does cut off some of the space overhead. And the bed that I'm on top of was provided by Runaway with the camper designed specifically to fit in here. And underneath my bedding, I've got a sleeping bag that I keep zipped up, so I keep the dirt and rocks and mud and dog hair out of. And that's really my only safe haven from dirt inside the camper. And wrapped around the top edges, I've got LED lights that are kind of my only form of decoration. Everything else is really utility function. But they do, considering how small the space is, they provide a good amount of light for me at night. I use a couple different solar lights, like this Lucy light here, and basically like an external medicine cabinet to go along with these cubbies that are built in by Runaway. And you'll see it does have an AC that comes with this model, which I've only used once to test when I first got it, and if I could, that would be one of the things that I would change. I would put in something like a wood stove or another window or something there, because I never used the AC.
Overall, I think the Runaway provides a very cozy, compact design that's well suited for the solo traveler who, like myself, believes that less is more. I think you've acknowledged that your trailer is really small, but you've got a real clever way of getting around that.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate you thinking it's clever. It's essentially just a separate screened-in shelter, the clam quickset, and it's like having a little gazebo outside my tiny home where everything that you need to do standing up can be set up inside, and it's a bunch of collapsible items that I'll pop up once I get set up at a campsite.
You want to show me?
Yeah.
Let's go.
So the front entrance zips open. We're inside the clam quickset screen shelter right now, and behind me you'll see that there's panels that are attached to the screen, and I've got them open right now with windows, but they can be fully removable, so this entire place can be opened up when it's not quite as windy. I can have it open up with all the screens unblocked. And this is what I use for everything other than sleeping.
It's very roomy.
Yeah, again, I think that someone who is more aesthetically inclined might be able to make it look a little more homey. For me, it's just function, function, function. Everything has to be multi-purpose. Every surface has to be able to be used for multiple things.
So give me some examples of what you use.
So one of my only source of actual moving water is this medical foot pump device. I got it from Amazon. It's just a hose that connects to this guy, and might not seem like much, but it made a huge difference in everything that I'm doing, because it makes it so much easier to wash my hands, wash dishes and whatnot. And everything that these are sitting on are obviously storage. This is my bathtub. When I take everything out, once I set up camp, as I'm moving on the road, it carries most of the stuff that's in here, collapses and goes into these bins.
Perfect.
And then once I pull everything out, I will sit in there and fill it with hot water. I've got a pump, a little spray 2-gallon shower that I will use.
So nothing electronic?
Nothing electronic, nothing battery powered in here.
Perfect. And how about cooking?
So I've got the propane stove. This was actually a pretty big upgrade for me, because for a few months I was only using fire as my source of heating food. And yeah, this makes everything a lot easier. And I use a cooler with a wet towel over it to keep my food cold inside, using the evaporation process as cooling. And I'm a vegan, so that helps a lot. I don't have any animal products that are going to go bad, so I don't really have to worry about refrigeration or ice.
And everything that's in here, from one end to the other, fits into your trailer.
Yeah, and here's an example of like a kitchen cabinet that, you know, obviously completely collapsible. And yeah, everything is kind of made out of that sort of aluminum and netting or plastic bins. And everything in here easily fits into the few bins that I have and goes into the trailer. Well, all of my daily activities that require standing are done in the screened-in shelter. So that solves the issue of feeling closed in. I mean, I don't even attempt to do anything in the Runaway other than relax and sleep. Yeah, and I mean, it does force me to be outside, which is the point. So
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
When I was looking at some of the bigger pop-ups and people were showing them to me and saying, well, it's so nice because you can come sit over here, and I envisioned myself sitting there and looking at my phone, and that's not how, it's just too enticing. It is too enticing.
Yeah.
So my screen shelter isn't even inviting to be in for me. It's just like functional.
Yep.
So I just do what I need to do in there, and then the rest of the day I'm outside. I didn't want a camper that was going to be a house. I want shelter from the elements so
Yep.
I can live outside safely.
It's not a matter of just sitting in your trailer, watching your laptop or your TV. There's more to it, or I certainly wouldn't be out there if that was all there was. I mean, you have to appreciate nature to live like this.
Yeah, and I'm often tempted to get any sort of outside battery or power source. Right now I don't have anything other than my car, so to charge that, again, just discouraging that enticing, it's such an addiction that we have. So discouraging that, and this tiny camper with like a little screen shelter is part of that, so that's just part of the whole overall plan of keeping myself in check for what do I really want to be doing, how do I really want to spend my time. Like, I could get solar panels, of course, and but then what do I need that? The power is going to encourage me to buy more electronics, and
I know. It's a little bit of a trap.
Yeah.
But I totally understand what you're saying. So to get away from the mass media and the internet and the telephone and the texting and everything else, what do you do?
Oh yeah. So definitely reading and exercising, and I am doing this like a couple month long self-taught course called The Artist Way, and it's a Julia Cameron course, and it involves different artistic tasks every day. And so getting up and writing several pages every morning before you even get out of bed, and then meditating, and I do different types of workouts every day and different types of little artistic tasks and writing, painting, pastel work.
So is this to improve your creativity? Is it to relax? What is your attraction to this?
It is to really get in touch with what I want out of life. So I'm in the wilderness because my instinct just told me to do it, and so I just did that, and now I'm really trying to get in touch with what else does my inner voice say. So this the Artist Way course is just one of many things that I'm doing to try and get in touch with different parts of myself that when I was in mainstream civilization,
don't you feel so stifled?
Yeah, I really doing things where it seemed like a lot of accolades for success on terms that really weren't meaningful to me anymore.
Visiting Dani reminded me of how important it is to be in tune with yourself and seek peace both within as well as with your surroundings. Finding your true calling takes time and many challenges. However, you shouldn't lose sight with the journey itself, as it's just as important as the destination. I wish Dani, Bonsai, and Callisto a safe and fulfilling journey in the road ahead. But now I must continue on my own. I hope you enjoyed this video and will continue to follow me and my other travels.